Atlantic City is poised for a resurgence. We discuss some of the exciting developments taking place in the city with Atlantic City's Mayor, Marty Small. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose to get lost in the woods to gain experience in forest management.
Choose to travel through time to understand the past.
Choose to soar to pursue a career in dance.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, offering primary, specialty, and urgent care, plus surgery and more. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.
Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. I'm happy to have as my guest the Honorable Marty Small, the Mayor of Atlantic City, to discuss some of the exciting things happening in the city. Mr. Mayor, welcome to Latino Motion.
Yes, Bert, thank you for having me on Latino Motion, and it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City.
And you said it correctly, it is a great day. There's a lot of things happening in the city. I know you just gave recently your State of the City address, and just the other day I see in the paper yet another event coming to Atlantic City. I understand you just had a press conference with Bart Bushting about another exciting event coming to the city. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, we are extremely excited. And as I often said, and I said during the State of the City, the great city of Atlantic City has to offer more. We can't just be a casino town, and we're a hospitality industry. And we, have some of the biggest events in the region here in the city, and we want to diversify what we offer. I'm proud to announce that we are a part of a worldwide phenomenon that's going to take place here in the great city of Atlantic City in June. I can't say the date because I don't know the date. And part of the thrill of this event is that you get the location at the last minute. So we will have to find out whenever that date is. But I'm proud to announce that we will have Dîner and Blanc, which is an all-white dinner party. You have meals, you are fellowshipping with people, and it is just incredible. Once the dinner part is over, it turns into a big party. So Atlantic City is a party town. We are an entertainment town, and I just can't wait to see what that event brings.
And that event is certainly taken off throughout the world. It's held in Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia, Miami, and other places around the world. So it's great that Atlantic City is getting those kind of venues coming to the city. While I'm talking about events that are taking place, summer 2022, big summer for the city. Tell me what your expectations are in terms of visitors coming to the city and enjoying the great things here in the city.
Oh, yes. And I just want to piggyback on the last point when we talk about Dîner and Blanc. It is in cities and countries all over the world. However, the great city of Atlantic City is the first city in New Jersey to host the event. This is an event that I've been working on for years. And I got a call from Bart Blackstein, and he said, hey, what do you think about Dîner and Blanc? And I just was head over heels. We got our staff together. We pledged our cooperation from this administration. But this summer is going to be incredible. All the entertainment events that we have here in the city, We have the Live Nation Beach concerts. We have other concerts and entertainment parties, car shows. I'm sure that we're going to be supporting the Latino Fest again. So we have to draw people here, and people like coming to Atlantic City. Who can beat the beach, the boardwalk, our world-class restaurants, our world-class facilities, our tremendous hospitality industry, and the fact that we're just a short drive away from millions of Americans, and with the world opening up. Because during the pandemic, if you remember, I made a decision very early on to keep our beach and boardwalk open. And even in the summer of 2000, when COVID was at its peak, people were still coming to Atlantic City. Even when the casino closed, our hotels were sold out. And last year we had a record summer, and this year I expect much, much, much more. And I couldn't be excited to be mayor during this great time.
So, Mayor, I know that we've had issues in the city. We've had COVID. You mentioned COVID. You mentioned some of the things that have happened. The city is due for a resurgence. How important are these kind of attractions, these kind of activities taking place in this city to be in that full resurgence that we're so desperately seeking for the city?
Yes, it's important. This is a truly exciting time. Our finances have never been better. For the third straight year, we're going to have a tax decrease. That's on the municipal side, but on the tourist side, when we welcome our visitors, as I stated, there's no place like Atlantic City. And we have to keep in mind, yes, we're always going to be a casino town. They're our biggest employer. However, the important thing to note is neighboring competition. And let's face the reality, New York is coming soon, and I'm sure that they will make another attempt at New Jersey. So the more and more that we have to offer, the more and more people will come to the great city of Atlantic City. It's like that Field of Dreams baseball analogy. If you build it, they'll come.
Now, obviously, diversity is key in terms of your agenda, finding more things other than casino gaming. I know that the Showboat has also announced some other plans, including an indoor park. You want to give us an update on where that stands?
Yes, Bart Blackstein broke ground on a $100 million water park. That is extremely vital to what we offer. Again, think about it. Every day, people can go to the water park. It's year round. It's a glass structure. The only thing I don't like about it is it looks too much like the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. But it's going to have a retractable roof, and it's going to have an adult section. So, Bert, on Memorial Day next year, I expect to see you sliding down that sliding board and enjoying the water park too.
I'm sure. I'm sure that I look forward to that as well. And we do need those family attractions here in the city. I understand there's also going to be an indoor go-kart rink there as well. Is that correct?
Yes. I believe it opens May 15th, which ironically is the year to the day that the Lucky Snake, the largest arcade, opened it. So Bart Blackstein is building a great niche at Showboat. You have to remember, we have to give Bart credit because he opened up the Sheraton Hotel, and Showboat is becoming extremely successful as an entertainment venue. And we wish him continued success. It's in our best interest. If he succeeds, we succeed.
I know that you mentioned a lot of development, and a big tract of land that's available is Bader Field. I don't want to get too much into the Bader Field, but I know that you have some plans there as well. We're going to take that subject up in the next segment. That is also the site where we have events taking place at the Latino Festival. We'll also discuss that a little further. We want to talk a little bit about the iconic Kelsey's restaurant. I understand there's going to be some expansions there as well.
Yes, this year Kelsey built a new restaurant directly across the street on the Pacific Avenue side. They own the land. If you ride by Kelsey's any day, ride by there now, you will see a line outside. So they're going to expand the facility. Kelsey's is an Atlantic City brand. It's on your to-do list when you visit Atlantic City. So it's only right that they expand, and I can't wait to help them out as much as I can.
I look forward to it, and certainly we have so much more to discuss about some other projects taking place, including Bader Field. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with the Honorable Marty Small, the Mayor of Atlantic City. Mayor Small, we talked about some of that exciting things that are happening in the city, and there's a big tract of land known as Bader Field. That's where we have the annual Latino Festival and other events that take place there. But there are plans for developing that tract of land. Tell me about those plans.
Well, first and foremost, let me say, all special events are safe on Bader Field for the foreseeable future. The Bader Field development, this group or another group, won't happen overnight. We have a unique concept that will present $2.7 billion worth of development here for the great city of Atlantic City, bring us multiple new industry, provide jobs, build new infrastructure and more on the Bader Field site. Let me clear up a couple of rumors. It's not NASCAR. It's not IndyCar. It's not Formula One. It's not Grand Prix. The track there will be for the car enthusiasts who live there, who buy those car condominiums, and they will be able to drive their own cars. No drag racing, none of that stuff. We're talking about boutique hotels. We're talking about a boardwalk on Bader Field. We're talking about a museum. We're talking about an automotive school that gives our young high school graduates the ability to learn a trade and make $75,000. They said that there's an auto mechanic shortage, so we want our children to take advantage of that. So when you talk about fiscal responsibility as mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, it's my job to make the best decision for the taxpayers of Atlantic City. And with this Bader Field deal, as it's currently being considered, it is a true win for the good people of Atlantic City. You're talking about by the end, by short years, that Atlantic City potentially going from one of the highest tax to the lowest tax in the county, and I'm sure that's music to our taxpayers' ears.
That is music. As a taxpayer in Atlantic City, obviously that sounds great, and I'm glad you clarified that issue, because I guess some of the concerns would be the noise, right? And certainly from race cars, and you're saying that's not going to be the case.
That's not the case.
Tell me, you mentioned going from the highest tax to the lowest tax. Do you feel that this will be a significant game changer for the residents of Atlantic City in terms of their taxes?
Bert, I don't feel it. And the ability, as mayor, to sit there and look at the details. This is a legitimate proposal. This is the most credible proposal that I've seen for Bader Field. And let's see what happens. Nothing is set in stone, but it's in our best interest to get Bader Field developed. As mayor of the short term, I've specialized on completing things that people that would never get done, such as certain streets in Atlantic City. We are going to be able to pave Atlantic Avenue with the road diet. We look forward to that, such as getting the supermarket for Atlantic ShopRite is going under construction soon. They said we would never get a water park. If the water park is coming, they said we would never be able to tear Trump Plaza down. And some people would think that we would never be able to tear down Bader Field. I got news for you. The small and administration means what it says, and says what it means what it says and says what it means. We're going to get Beta Field developed, whether it's this group or another group.
So while we're in the development subject, housing, in fact, there seems to be more of a shortage in terms of housing, fewer places for sale. I understand there's some additional housing units going up. I understand the redevelopment of the former John Brooks Recovery Center is going to be turned into a 50-unit residential apartment building. You want to tell me more about that?
Yes, and that'll be a game changer. It would be a mixed use, 7,000 square feet of retail space. That's going to be a game changer. And the adjacent properties, which is the Orange Loop, is a buzzing place. And look, in order to truly diversify the great city of Atlantic City, we need to create more homeowners. That will increase the rate of rate we need from 1.6 in 2010 down to 2.4 billion this year. That's why the Beta Field project, once completed, will more than double the rateable base. And that's not counting anything else that comes behind this, because I always say development is a lead. If people see success on a major project, they'll follow behind. I'm extremely excited about that.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. And we want to talk about some of the other exciting things that are happening in terms of cleaning up the city and public safety. Tell me more about what you're doing to improve those quality of life issues here in the city.
And that is a big priority of mine. As a matter of fact, it was number 1, number 2, and number 3 on the big picture slide. It wasn't a typo. It was clean and safe, clean and safe, clean and safe. We have some plans with our public work to get the community more active and engaged and involved. We have the police doing a program. How can we continuously say that we're a world-class destination, but we're not cleaning up our house? Charity starts at home, and that's a big priority under my administration.
You mentioned the youth there and some of the programs that Powell is heading. What are the plans to get more of the youth engaged, particularly during the summer months?
Speaking of the summer months, we work hand in hand with the LIT program, which is a program with Charmaine Gunter, Reverend Collins Hayes, and Joseph Gingoli, Hard Rock owner, who has been working with the youth. We provide them jobs and services. Some of the kids work in City Hall. We're going to have specialized summer camps this summer. And I'm sure that you've seen the news that this administration has received $650,000 from the CRDA to work under the following program, to use under the following program. We create the division of youth, recreation, senior, and multicultural services, which we have a multicultural office here in the city. We have a senior department. We have a newly created youth services department, which deal with all programming that's related to youth, but not sports. And we have recreation. So this administration is going to do some things that haven't been done to go along with our anti-violence program, as well as our LGBTQ program as well. So we're providing more services, but spending less money.
And Mayor, just very quickly, we got a minute before the end of the segment. Post-COVID, are you back to business as usual?
Well, I don't know when we can say we're back to business as usual, but one of the things that we wanted to say was we lifted the mask mandate back March 16th at City Hall, but we're going to be responsible. We're going to monitor the data. And as soon as, if numbers were to go back up, we'll make the necessary adjustments. But right now, in city buildings, the mask is not mandatory.
Very good, Mayor. We're going to talk a lot more. We certainly have the Latino Festival that we want to discuss a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with the Honorable Marty Small, the Mayor of Atlantic City. And Mayor, we were discussing some exciting news, some of the great developments, what's happening at Bader Field. And certainly the city is very diverse. You have a large Latino community. You have some exciting things happening within the Latino community, and you have some great leaders as well. Over at the Orange Loop, I know that Evan Sanchez has been a big part of things that are happening there, and yourself have been very much involved. Tell me what's happening at the Orange Loop.
Well, at the State of the City address, I some architectural plans that the Orange Loop Group are going to continue to expand and make that area much better. You know, you have people like Mark Colazzo, Evan Sanchez, Zena Shah, Pat Fasano. I'm hoping I'm not missing any other people, but people that are putting that money where their mouth is and providing an opportunity. They're building like a pizza shop, a boutique hotel, more Airbnb properties, which I like that slogan, stay in the loop. So it's a lot of exciting development going on at the Orange Loop to complement things that are going on elsewhere in the city.
And I know you mentioned Airbnb. Certainly has been a big discussions in terms of the future of Airbnb in the city. What's your position in terms of encouraging or disencouraging Airbnb type of programs here in the city?
Listen, this is Atlantic City. We're open for business. Do some Airbnb cost neighborhoods such as parking, trash, loud noise disrupting the quality of life. Absolutely they do. Is it a problem? Absolutely it is. However, we can't paint everything with broad brush. We're working extremely hard doing the best that we can. It was this administration that came up with an Airbnb policy, and because of our policy, we put the city in position from making $67,000 in collection of fees in 1 year to almost $500,000 in the next. So we're doing a great job. It's not perfect. I stated when we wrote the legislation that we sent to City Council. So we're looking to tweak, we're looking to make improvements. But if they follow the quality of life and don't disrupt all the issues in the neighborhoods, Airbnb works.
And Mayor, I know that the gem, if you will, of Atlantic City is the boardwalk and beach. Anything new happening this summer or into the future in terms of the boardwalk and the beaches?
Well, listen, it's important that we eventually rebuild this boardwalk. My office is working with Senator Booker, who's trying to coordinate a visit with Peter Buttigieg, who's the transportation secretary, who as mayor in Indiana was known for his infrastructure project. The great city of Atlantic City is going to apply for any and every amount available as far as funding with the infrastructure bill. So the boardwalk is a target to rebuild, and what better place to see the infrastructure project than the first boardwalk. So we look forward to making that.
And Mayor, I know that we're looking to diversify it away from just depending on the casinos, but the casino industry continues to be a very important item for the city. And obviously, the casino industry does hire a large portion of the Latino community here in the city. Mayor, in terms of the city being taken over by the state of New Jersey, what's the latest in that front?
Well, legislation was passed last year for a new 4-year term that's being in the legislature, that's the Senate and the Assembly. And listen, we don't have a problem with that. We're working extremely well with the state. Do we have our issues sometimes? Yes, we do. Sometimes the city and the state interests aren't going to align. And I understand that at the end of the day, as mayor, you got a fighter, you got someone who won't sell you out, and you got someone in this office that don't understand the word no. So we're going to continue to fight the good fight. We're going to continue to work with the state. We're going to continue to put Atlantic City first. And we're going to continue excelling in this office.
And Mayor, I know you're committed to making sure that there's diversity, equity, and inclusion within the ranks in the city. And I know that's important for you. How are we managing in terms of making sure that we have the representation from the residents of Atlantic City and your administration?
Listen, I put my record up against anyone's when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Just look at the first firefighter class that I brought in. We had 16 firefighters, and it was 10 double minorities, including including a Hispanic female, and the first Pakistan female firefighter maybe in the country. So look at our promotions from sergeants and lieutenants. You saw Latino representation. We hired a Latino assistant solicitor. You have Latinos working throughout City Hall. We have a Latino working in our multicultural office. We have firefighters. We have cops. Every branch of government, we have diversified since we've been here. And I couldn't be more proud of that record.
Mayor, I know that you've been very supportive of the Latino Festival. You mentioned it earlier. This year, we have a date of September the 17th. As you know, we held it in 2019 in Bader Field. We didn't have it in 2020, but we had it again in 2021. We're looking for another exciting Latino festival. Tell me why this is so important for the city.
And I was there in 2019. I was there in 2021, and I will be there this year. And I've been vocal with my support. As a board member of CRDA, the city itself has been extremely supportive of the Latino community and the Latino Fest. And it's extremely important that we honor all nationalities and culture like this. And this administration has done that in an extremely big way.
It's certainly part of the pride of Atlantic City to have the vast diversity. We have all sorts of cultural celebrations throughout the city. And I'm glad that you're very supportive of those efforts and activities.
Yes, thank you.
And Mayor, that's unfortunately all the time we have, but I want to thank you for coming on Latino Motion and sharing this very important information with our audience.
Yes, and as always, it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Can we say great day?
Great day. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
And that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose to get your feet wet, to learn more about protecting our environment.
Choose to read minds, to understand the human brain.
Choose to get your hands dirty, to create a masterpiece.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, offering primary, specialty, and urgent care, plus surgery and more. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.